camera's crooked. That's all right, though. We'll leave it. We'll be fine. I got a crooked camera. Holy shit, that's crooked. It's all right. We'll figure it out.
Oh, it's crooked.
Nah, I pulled the camera closer, too, considering it was only us two. So, no. Sorry.
Go play in traffic.
All right. Ready?
Heavy traffic.
Yes. We started up. Like, what was it? Dodgeball when he was having to run across the road?
Yeah.
Freaking dodge a truck. Freaking dodge a ball.
It's like Frogger.
Right.
Only he's not as nimble.
Peyton Pringle. What's going on, brother? Part of the Discord group. We're going to give him a shout out shortly. So, are we ready?
Yeah, ready.
All right. 5, 4, 3, 2. Hello and welcome to the Freemasons podcast with your hosts, Right Worshipful Brother George Mudry.
Worshipful Brother Joe.
No Kenny.
No Kenny.
No Kenny. But tonight's episode 155. Freemasonry
we're up
in
that high.
cinema.
Yeah.
It's going to be a good one.
I think so.
I think so too. Keith Noonan, she's going to bed early as well. Bonus. George Mudry. I don't even know what that means. Maybe it means he's got a chance to watch it.
Oh, maybe because he's got the newborn at home.
Yeah,
Right?
yes, maybe. So anyway, let's get started off right away with just some general housekeeping stuff before we get into Masonic Theater. We have 2 new 5-star reviews.
Whoa, okay.
Yeah, on Apple. So we're going to read them off real quick. We'll do them together so that means you don't end up on the floor for the night.
Excellent.
But we have great podcast. This was on Wednesday, 5-star review by app user 4777. And he says, I enjoy listening to this podcast and it inspires me to learn more and has inspired me to visit other lodges. It says SW, I'm assuming that's Senior Warden of Temple Lodge number 20.
Nice.
Yeah,
one of our missions.
Yep.
One of our guiding principles: get people out to other lodges.
Mm-hmm. And this was on Friday, and he wrote book readings 5-star review from nickname 212-421-34321. I hope that's not your phone number.
No, 212 is New York though.
And he writes, the book has been great so far. Talking about my reading of the Lost Book of Enki.
Okay.
The book has been great so far, and a lot of information in those clay tablets people brush off or make it out to be myth. It is interesting, no matter what you believe or don't believe. And again, I said it many times when I do that book reading that you can chalk it up to bullshit. And if that's the case, it's a cool story to listen to.
Well,
and it all predates the Bible.
That and a lot of stuff in there. All you have to do is change some of the names around. You could say, "Oh, it's Christian." You could change the names around. Oh, it's Jewish. You could change the names around. Oh, it's
and throughout history,
Buddhist, Muslim. Fill in the blanks.
How religion progresses,
right?
I mean, you have Peter, Paul, John, Matthew. You had all the disciples, right? Theirs weren't traditionally Jewish names, correct?
No,
right?
I don't believe so.
You could take it from anything. And the one thing I do love about the Lost Book of Enki and reading it is that, this is again one guy's interpretation of it. Mm-hmm. It's Bible stories that literally are names changed.
Yeah.
And on top of that, they're more in depth than the Bible stories. So it's like when you sit there and you're talking about like Noah's Ark, and you're like, how the hell did he do that?
Right.
Like, come on now. And what do they say in religion? I'll take it on faith. Oh,
Right.
okay.
Yeah.
Maybe you could take it on faith. But these tablets are actually telling you exactly how they do it. Or when, God told Noah, make the ark,
Right.
This story in this book, and I'll get to it. I haven't got to it yet on the episodes, but they actually cover that flood story. And it's Enki, the Lord God, talking to a human that's a half human, half God.
Yep.
And he says, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the Reed Hut, because he was under orders not to. Wow, the bells just turn on. Freaky. But he was under orders not to tell mankind that the flood was coming because they wanted mankind to perish.
Right.
And that was the God Enlil. He wanted mankind to perish because he didn't like the fact that the Anunnaki were interbreeding with humans. I mean, there's your Enoch reference right there to the Watchers.
Yep. And
So,
the Nephilim.
The Nephilim. Yep. So Enki didn't break his orders, but he went to the Reed hut and he says, "Oh Lord," the guy inside was like, "Oh Lord God, Enki, is that you?" He's like, "Oh, it's not you I'm talking to. I'm talking to the Reed hut." So it's kind of this cool way to get around it.
Way around it. Yeah.
And then, but anyway, the story goes on. But these are Bible stories that you read the Bible, you're like, all right, yes, if you're religious, that's great. I'm not knocking your religion. And again, I said it before, I'm not trying to change your religion anyway or change your beliefs.
Right.
But this kind of tells you exactly when, it talks about how, Noah knew that there was a flood coming and God just magically spoke to him. Well, this is actually talking to you about
gives more details that were probably lost as passed down through the generation.
And, it talks about gods who lived here on earth with mankind.
Right.
And one of the interesting things is, you had look at Egyptian mythology or Greek mythology. The gods were here.
The gods were here. And remember what happened to Prometheus, who brought the knowledge to man, brought fire, which is light, which is symbolic of knowledge, and was punished for it.
Yes, he was. The cool thing, too, is I love the story about Ra, their Egyptian god Ra. And I hate to break it to my Christian friends here, but his name was Ra. And when he went away and ascended to heaven, his name was Amun-Ra, right?
Yeah.
What do you think you pray to every time you say Amen? The
Ra.
unseen God.
Which is the sun god, which, hey, what's the most holy day in the Christian religion? Sunday! Sunday.
And actually the last episode that I did, it was basically one of the last two. It's either tablet 3 or 4. It was where the whole 7 days of creation came from was Enki in Sumerian, because on day 1 he took a celestial account of the sun and the night, or the day and the night, and he recorded it, and he recorded the stars and all that stuff. Right. And that's what God did on day 1. And I literally break it down day by day of what Enki was doing when it talks about God separated the waters from the waters. Everybody's like, well, what the hell does that mean? Well, what that means is in Sumerian, Enki was separating salt water from potable water that they can drink. And then Enki was the one who said, all right, you guys been busting your ass. 7th day, we're taking a break.
Right.
And that's where you get the Sabbath.
The 7th day.
And it was upheld by even Enki's father, who is the king of this Anunnaki group, and his name is Anu. Mm-hmm. And even Enki said he wanted the 7th day to be a rest, and Anu, the god, he said, yeah, we're going to keep it that way. And that was the word. And that's it.
And there you have it. And if you want to hear more about this,
yes, you can.
You can hear it on by becoming a Patreon member.
Let's toast our.
Do you want to combine the likes?
Yeah, we'll do it. Combine the likes. Yeah.
All right.
Fire away.
So we got. I believe I left off as CJ Bogosius. We've got Yagnik Anna, Shannon Goodwin, Chris Carter, not the Hall of Famer, and Ivan Gaspar.
Awesome. And before we toast these guys, I just want to thank you, because I'm one of those people that can get on this freaking horse and I can get on this bike and pedal away with
you gotta give them a little
stuff.
something.
So I'm glad you went fishing right there and reeled me back.
It's like that State Farm commercial. Almost had it there.
All right.
Yep.
Joe, lead it.
Brother, right hand to arms.
To arms.
Ready.
Aim.
Fire, good fire, fire all. Together, brother.
Viva, viva, viva. Beautiful.
Nice.
All right. That covers the housekeeping. And we're going to get right into it. You got something else you want to bring up?
No, let's get right into it. I'm just shutting down the likes and getting into YouTube so I can see some comments.
Hey, happy Halloween, everyone.
Hey, happy Halloween.
If you got anything you want to put in here on the live chat, we are here. We are ready and able. And if you got anything that you want to bring forward, we're here to answer it. But let's get into our topic, Masonry in cinema. So the first thing that comes to mind is we have the passing of Sean Connery, Sir Sean Connery.
I wish your mother, Trebek. But that Saturday Night Live skit with Daryl Hammond as Sean Connery, and they were doing Saturday Night Live. Every time he'd answer, it had something to do with Alex Trebek's mother.
Yes, and actually, Jim Rafferty posted a picture in. What was it? Our group me app.
Yes, it is Sean Connery as.
I'm trying to look for the movie. Oh, right here. It's called the movie that he was in. He's in 1975, and it's called The Man Who Would Be King. Is that what you were going to say?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if I.
Written by Rudyard Kipling, brother.
Really?
Rudyard Kipling.
Interesting. I've never seen the movie.
Neither have I.
Now I'm going to look for it now, though.
I hear it's good. I looked to see if it was on Netflix. It's not. It might be on Amazon Prime or something.
There's a lot of movies here that actually I'm looking at on Google right now. Whether or not they have Masonic references, I don't know. But here's just a couple of them off the top of my head, and then we're going to get into the ones that we actually know, and we're actually going to cite when during the movie.
Yep.
And who referenced.
Yeah,
it.
I've got some interesting stuff. I wonder if it comes up on your list.
You probably have the same website as I have.
No, I just know I've just seen certain movies where it's just ridiculously obvious.
So I guess the first one we go with is definitely 2004 National Treasure.
Yes.
That's got masonry just tattooed.
Yeah, that
all
one's
over
like
it.
right in your face, hard to miss. They come right out and say it.
Yep. The Man Who Would Be King, we just talked
That's
about.
the one.
And it's Sean Connery, and there's one thing where he's wearing a square and compass with the all-seeing eye in the middle of it.
Yeah, he's kind of dressed a little bit like King Hiram of Tyre.
I was going to say, some Scottish Rite reference in there, I think.
And Sean Connery himself was not a Freemason, but the story definitely is, and it was written by a brother.
Let's see here. This one, they was 1999 Magnolia. I've never seen the movie.
Is that Tom Cruise? I don't know. We'll have to look that up.
We'll have to look it up. I don't have it. Let's see here. Actually, I'll look it up while we're sitting here. And again, this is just what Google is, and then we're going to get actually into.
I've got one that I'm just curious to see where and if it on your list.
Obviously,
there's that Sean Astin, the Freemason.
Yep, Tom Cruise. Yes,
okay.
Magnolia.
So I remember the movie. I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it either. League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
That's the one that I have a crap ton of information on. Just because it's one of my favorite movies.
2003.
Yeah.
That had Masonic references. I don't think it's on my other list. So do you have any particular sighting of when it popped up and you were like, oh, shit?
So it's all over the movie. So when they first... I'll start with some of the obvious ones. First, where they meet in a library. It's a secret agent type thing, a guy from like British Secret Service whose code name is M. That's all it is M. But in his actual library, on the doors that are in the back, or conference room, meeting room, whatever you want to, each panel on the door has a square and compasses right on it. It's plain as day.
No kidding.
And there's even the square and compasses on the blazing star somewhere in his office.
Now, who wrote this? Who wrote the movie? Do you know?
So the movie was written by Alan Moore.
Mason,
not a free. No, he's actually a bit of an anti-Freemason. He wrote The Watchmen. He wrote,
and I know in the Watchmen there's references too, right?
Yeah, and also with V for Vendetta.
Really?
Yep. So that's all him.
He's an anti-Mason.
He's an anti-Mason.
I think it's just funny that he named his movie League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Well,
and Masons we consider ourselves, we're better than you. No,
well, before I get into, let me go over some of the obvious things first, and then we'll go a deeper layer that I just discovered.
Jumped down the rabbit hole
last year. So
I got you on belay. Jumped on the rabbit hole.
One of the villains, or the villain, is referred to as the Phantom, is actually wearing a square and compasses ring.
Really?
And again, there's a close-up on it. I think it's the very first time they come across him, which is in this library where these guys attack. It's plain as day, sterling silver, big old square and compasses. If you just do a Google search, League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, Masonic, it's going to be one of the first images you see is his ring.
Very cool.
But here's where it goes a deeper layer. Have you ever seen the movie?
I've never seen the movie.
Okay, so here's who's in the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. Tom Sawyer.
Okay.
Written by
Mark Twain.
Who was?
Mason.
Yeah. Okay. The Invisible Man.
Okay.
Written by H.G. Wells.
Mason.
Dorian Gray. Written by...
Isn't he the one from 50 Shades?
No, not him.
Oh, okay.
He's the guy.
Whoa, I hope that wasn't written by a Mason.
It's like called the Portrait of Dorian Gray is the story, and it's a guy who paints himself in a picture. It's some kind of bewitched picture where the picture of him in the portrait of him ages, but he does not, making himself immortal.
Okay.
Written by Oscar Wilde.
Mason.
Mason.
Absolutely. Oscar Wilde was part of something else too, wasn't he?
Yes.
Aleister Crowley's shit, right?
Isn't that. Yeah, so is one of the other guys.
The
Golden Dawn.
Dawn. Yeah.
Order of the Golden Dawn. There's a vampire woman who's a character from Dracula, written by
Bram Stoker,
who's
Freemason and a member of the Golden Dawn.
Yep.
Interesting.
This guy,
before we continue, just real quick, are you hungry?
A little bit.
You want a little snack or something?
Do you have a light snack?
As a matter of fact, Peyton Pringle sent us some snacks.
Oh.
They are Crayola assorted gummies.
Oh, just for specialty.
Just for Marines. For Marines, yeah.
Marine's birthday is coming up soon, isn't it?
Marine's birthday is coming up. Actually, there's 2 birthdays coming up for me in the Marine Corps. On November 3rd of 2000, I graduated Parris Island Boot Camp. I was 3rd Battalion, Lima Company, 3093 was my platoon. And I got a.
You want my keys? You want to rip it over?
Damn it. I mean, seriously, like you leave crayons for Masons, and then you make it impossible to open the bag. So, but anyway, Peyton Pringle, Discord sent these. I always love a good joke, and I like food. So
when you Marine versus son of a guy in the army, I got it open.
Awesome. There, have some gummies.
Have some Crayolas.
Everybody loves crayons, right? The red ones are the most nutritious. I found out.
They taste the best.
Oh, they're gummy bears, though. They're not.
They're not actual crayons. Okay.
Oh, I'm pissed now. I wanted actual crayons.
That's what I thought they were going to be. False advertising. 2 other characters in this movie.
All right, go ahead. Back on it. Peyton Pringle, thank you.
Captain Nemo.
Well,
written by 10,000 Leagues. Jules Verne.
Nemo? Wasn't he the
little
fish?
Yep. That's Nemo. This is Captain Nemo.
Oh, okay.
Written by Jules Verne. Freemason.
HR, have some crayons.
So Jules Verne, Freemason.
Mm-hmm.
And last but not least, Alan Quartermain, which is who Sean Connery played.
Mm-hmm.
From the story King Solomon's Mines, by an author whose last name I believe was Haggard, Haggard, who was a Freemason, and also in the Order of the Golden Dawn.
Oh, sure.
So not only are there specific symbols in the movie that are blatantly
they use characters from,
but the characters that make up the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen,
that's crazy,
have Masonic ties either to Masonic authors or.
You can't say that wasn't intentional.
It had to be intentional.
Had to be intentional.
But I was surprised that Alan Moore portrayed them as good guys. Oh, one other one. I apologize. And I forget. I might have some of the authors messed up. Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. Robert Louis Stevenson.
No. Yeah.
Freemason.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's some crazy shit. That's a lot of that's definitely one of the top ones.
Hard not to. And here's another cool thing.
You can see my breath. That's how freaking cold it is up here.
Captain Nemo's ship is called the Nautilus, which is
Bono Richard.
Bono Richard. Called the Nautilus. The Nautilus shell.
Yeah.
Is the golden ratio.
No kidding.
Yeah. So, like, there's some blatant and obvious stuff, and there's some deep
thought into that shit.
Deep stuff in there.
All right. So maybe not. This movie came out in 1986. Peggy Sue got married.
Really? Nicolas Cage and Kathleen Turner?
Never even seen this movie, but apparently, I mean, I'm just going off of what a Google search tells me.
Right.
I'm going to get into an actual website that breaks them down more easy. 1985, Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome.
I could see that. I didn't see anything obvious.
I don't see anything obvious on that. I mean, maybe Bartertown. I don't know.
Who runs Bartertown? Master runs Bartertown.
Into the Wild, 2007.
Okay.
I've never seen the movie. I'm just going to leave it up to you because you seem like you're the movie mogul.
I've seen a few in my day.
Like Water for Chocolate, 1992.
Yeah, I'm aware of it, but it's not a movie I would watch.
It was a good movie. Johnny Depp in it.
Exactly.
I don't know. I've never seen this movie either, so I couldn't tell you Mason, non-Mason. Lone Star, 1996.
Lone Star.
Not Spaceballs. Miami Vice 2006.
Okay.
I don't know if that had any Masonic references. Again, I'm just going off of.
That was the one with the guy with one eyebrow. What's his name? Colin Farrell.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Overboard, 1987. I don't.
With Goldie Hawn and.
Apparently, there's. I mean, this is what I'm going off of Google search, so it's not.
All right.
Like
maybe the boat they were on had a
maybe
on it or
Paper Moon, 1973. Never seen that one. Prisoners, 2013. Never seen that one either. That's with Jake Gyllenhaal. This one, definitely just looking at the cover, has to have some sort of Masonic reference. Sands of Oblivion, 2007.
Oh.
It's got like a weird, almost looks like an Egyptian, god,
okay,
type on the face of it. But anyway, I'm not 100% sure about all these ones. Shoot 'em Up, State of Play, The Librarian. I mean, they might be stretching here, so.
The Librarian, if it's the one that was on like TNT or Sci-Fi or something, that definitely had some.
2008, Noah Wild.
Yep.
That's
the guy.
Oh, that had some in there?
That definitely had some in there.
Really?
But it was. I think what this site might be doing is anything that has a reference to it whatsoever. I'm surprised they didn't put Tombstone on there because one of the guys had.
I'm still go. I mean, there's. I'm literally just scrolling to the left.
Yeah.
Majestic, The Man, 2005, The Pyramid, 2014. I seen that movie. I don't remember any Masonic references. It was a scary movie. It was interesting, if you will.
Okay.
They all laughed. 1981, Silent Hill Revelation. I mean, I'm just naming off movies here that they're saying have Masonic references. You're welcome to write any of these down, check them out, and get back to us. Let us know.
Yeah, and if any of the listeners have a movie that we haven't mentioned or discussed, let us know. Let us know. But definitely, like you said, League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, it's there on so many different layers.
The Imaginarium.
That sounds like it could be.
2009. Brothers War. Again, some of these movies I've never seen. True Grit.
True Grit, John Wayne, yeah.
No, Jeff Bridges, Matt Damon, Josh Brolin.
Is that a remake?
It's a remake, 2010.
Okay, the original was John Wayne, who was...
I've seen that. Freemason. So maybe that's what they're doing. Being that John Wayne was a Freemason, they're picking out anybody who may have been in a movie,
right?
You know, so Filth, 2013, Ghost of, if it's Filth in there, it's Masonic reference. They're definitely the Schultzes. I didn't know they were actors.
I've seen Joe Schultz in a couple movies.
Ghost of Mississippi, the Ant Bully. I mean, come on now, they have to be just pulling people who are Masons into them. But anyway, let's get into an actual website: Freemasonry, bcy.ca. Cinema. So it's from the British Columbia that we love, the Yukon, British Columbia and Yukon. They put
we don't mind them.
They're awesome. The hats off to the the Grand Lodge of British Columbia and Yukon. They put up amazing shit. So they have Masonic references in cinema. These are actually vetted, I guess you can say. Across the Pacific, 1942. I think the Schultzes were probably in their
high school
40s at this point.
Oh, really? Okay. I figured they were in high school.
I love you, Schultz brothers, but
I tried to give them a little bit more than you.
I was recently on another podcast, and while I wasn't paying attention to the comments, they were just decimating me in the messages. So it's my turn to fire back when I can. But anyway, across the Pacific, 1942, in a shipboard scene, jiu-jitsu exercises performed by Chinese sailors are compared to the initiatory nature of Freemasonry.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Again, I'm not big into 1942 movies, but check it out. The Affair of the Diamond Necklace, 2001. Christopher Walken plays Gleestra, self-styled the Grand Master of the Illuminati. Oh, Christ.
Cagliostro or something.
Yeah. While Jonathan Price, a British bishop, as Bishop Roan, hides his personal correspondence behind a panel in a desk decorated with Masonic symbols. Oh, that had Hilary Swank, Jonathan Price, Adrian Brody. Wow, holy shit.
That sounds like an artsy film.
Yeah.
I love Christopher Walken.
Christopher Walken's
so freaking creepy.
He's the best role he's ever played. Sorry to say.
Suicide Kings?
No.
Dreamscape?
No. The other one with the two brothers going around killing people. Boondock Saints.
Oh, okay.
Thank you. This one is a French film, so I'm going to skip right over it.
L'Âge d'Or?
Ain't nobody looking for L'Âge d'Or.
From 1930.
This one actually intrigued me, though.
Yeah.
Aliens, 1986. You want to read that one?
Sergeant Apone, played by Al Matthews in a strong sympathetic role, wears a Masonic ring.
That's crazy.
That is very interesting.
I never noticed that.
I just saw that movie at the gym the other day. They played it in Cardio Cinema. There was the end when they killed the android and whatnot.
That's pretty nuts. I've seen that movie 100 times and I've never noticed it. American Gangster 2007. Absolutely. This one I've seen. That one I picked out right away when it was Detective Lou Toback. He was wearing a Masonic lapel pin. I mean, it's right there, dead square in your face. And they even cite the time. It was 13 minutes and 18 seconds in. So, I mean, you can't miss it. Let's see here. Anatomy 2000.
That's how I would say it, but it's spelled with an IE.
Yeah, right? Go ahead.
Student member of the Anti-Hippocratic Society. A cross between the Freemasons and a college fraternity with old rituals, a lodge, the whole thing. Starts a killing spree that ends with the death of the Grand Master and the exposure of the society.
Yeah, that's definitely one of those. We're going to take a shot at Freemasonry, but we're going to make it the Anti-Hippocratic Society. That's definitely anti-Mason, and they're calling us hypocrites, right? Wouldn't you make that tie to that? Anti-Hippocratic.
Actually, I would go with, as far as Hippocratic Oath versus Hippocrates versus.
Oh, okay. All right. So you're taking it all scholarly.
The Hippocratic Oath is do no harm, so it's the anti-do no harm.
Okay.
So they want to harm people.
All right.
That's how I take it.
This one is definitely.
This sounds like a freaking lucha libre guy.
Yeah.
Our
go ahead.
Brother Art Del Cueto would love this one. El Angel Exterminador.
Mm-hmm.
The Exterminating Angel in English, 1962.
Yeah, it talks about perhaps Luis Buñuel, right? Did I say that right? Buñuel?
It's got the little funky squiggly over the end.
Most surreal.
Buñuel, like Manuel, but Buñuel?
Yeah.
We'll go with that.
Most surreal and allegorical film, there is a scene where in a crowded room, two characters give each other what appears to be the sign of the Fellowcraft degree.
Oh.
Later, one asks the other for the name of his lodge. The other replies that is Dawn Lodge number 21. At a later point, one of the men lets out a cry that another man then explains is the Masonic call for help.
Ooh. I wonder if it's the grand hailing sign of distress.
No, that's what I say.
Yeah.
Right?
Or like
help me, you son of a bitch.
Or like that guy on TikTok.
We're hiding what the real grand sign of distress is.
Yeah. Psst, psst, I'm out of toilet paper.
How come my FX ain't working? Oh, that sucks.
What'd you do? Did you crash the board?
I crashed the board. Who knows? Anyway, moving on. The ant bully. Oh my God, this one was actually on there.
Tell him and have him get it. Oh, you want more? Get candy. Throw out some more candy. It's like
Merry Christmas. I'm like the fat guy in the back of the what is it, the fire truck throwing the.
Oh yeah,
I could never do that because I would just be
You eat all the candy.
No,
I would be throwing empty wrappers at the little bastard.
No, I wouldn't be throwing empty wrappers. I'd be the one just like trying to throw like a Roger Clemens 98-mile-an-hour fastball with a freaking popcorn ball.
Yeah,
pretty screwed up.
That'd be
anyway. Prince of Persia has scenes filmed in the filmed. Oh, this is Keith Noonan. Prince of Persia has scenes filmed at the United Grand Lodge of England headquarters. No kidding.
Oh,
pretty cool. Joseph Schultz in John Wick, the offices where the telephone operators take the phone calls for contracts have Masonic aprons on the walls. Really? I just seen that movie. I don't remember that. Interesting. Holy shit.
Very
I'm going to have to go back and rewatch the movie.
Yeah.
I still haven't seen John Wick 2, but anyway, this one surprised me. The Ant Bully 2006. It's an animated film, clearly, from what I'm looking at. And it says Luca's grandmother, who fears alien abduction, leaps out of her customized rocking chair to reveal an obviously Masonic square and compasses. Why is it there? Perhaps only to attract the attention of websites such as this. And that had a bunch of people. Nicolas Cage, Julia Roberts, Meryl Streep, Paul Giamatti.
That was animated, right?
Yeah, animated. Pretty crazy. And that was at the 18-minute mark.
Okay. I'm going to skip the next one and go on to one that I've actually heard of.
Yeah.
Arachnophobia. Oh, God. The opening scene in a small town where the main story takes place frames a welcome sign incorporating logos for Rotary International, Freemasonry, and the Lions Club.
No kidding.
Yeah. Oh, and here's the similarity in the welcome sign in Overboard. That's the Goldie Hawn.
Oh, okay.
So it's just a sign.
It's just a sign. All right. Yeah, we're going to skip the one before that. You guys can look it up for yourself.
I'm going to go through
not a big fan of that one.
More that.
Are you a Mason? 1915. I mean, come on now. That's RT. Are you a Mason? 1934. I mean, come on now.
I mean, I guess that's a remake.
Yeah, probably. Bad Boys 2.
Bad Boys.
Shut up.
What you gonna
Narcotics officers Mike Lowry, Will Smith, and Marcus Bennett use a tile installer's truck with the square and compasses sticker on the back of the door at the 18-minute mark as well. Interesting. Martin Lawrence, Will Smith. Holy shit. I never noticed that. No. Then again, I've never seen Bad Boys 2. I've never seen Bad Boys for Life. I've seen the first one. That's like, meh. I'm not a big sequel and trilogy person.
No? Not even a little bit?
Not really. Okay. Star Wars, really. And I thought they'll never be as best as the beginning ones.
No.
How about this one too from 2002? Bang You're Dead. I've never even heard of this movie.
It's against the law in most places. Is there a comma in there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No. Bang Bang You're Dead.
Oh, I thought you just said Bang You're Dead.
Above a police sign can be seen as square and compasses. The 49-minute mark. Interesting.
Yeah. Here's one. I scrolled down a little bit farther than you.
Do your thing.
Yeah, but I don't agree with it. Says Godfather Part 3 because some of the events of the 1981 Italian P2 scandal were incorporated into that story.
Really?
That's
meaning they used what happened.
That's all it said. Maybe there was a banker that was hanging from a bridge in Godfather 3. I don't quite.
So this one's fairly new. I'm actually going to go back up just a hair.
Yeah, go ahead.
And it talks about the Brothers' War, 2009. Other than the captain sporting a square and compasses tattoo and the major crying out some words, there's a little other Masonic. All right, so he just says like a phrase that Masons use. Whatever. I see why you skipped it though. Once I realized you skipped it.
Well, I was just trying to get further down the line. But can I read what it says about League of Extraordinary Gentlemen?
Yeah.
I think it's funny based on what we just talked about.
Right.
So the square and compasses appear 4 times, twice in close-ups of an oversized Masonic ring worn by the Phantom, a villain who tries to ignite a world war at the turn of the last century in order to create a market for his futuristic weapons. And once on the office doors of the founder of the League, M, who was later revealed to be the same person. So he was the bad guy, too. So you have your light and dark there. No other references made to Freemasonry. That is wrong based on the fact that I just told you every single character that was a member of the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen had a tie to their books that they were from. Were Masonic. Their brothers were authors of those.
I mean, I see what the Grand Lodge of British Columbia and Yukon is getting at here, but some of these movies just have. It's not like there's a Masonic. They're anything that had a Mason symbol or something. So there's not very many. But not that there's very many, but some of these are just like Masonry. Like, for instance, Dance of the Dead, 2008. As the zombies from the graveyard, the Masonic heads don't be seen. I mean, go to any friggin' graveyard.
Exactly.
There's going to be a Masonic. I mean, I don't care what graveyard you pick. You're going to see a Mason symbol. It's probably, I would have to arguably say, as popular as the Christian cross.
Oh, yeah.
Without a doubt.
Oh, without a doubt. The funny thing is, prior to becoming a Freemason, I never noticed them.
Really?
But now when you go through a cemetery, you just look around, they're everywhere. They're
See,
absolutely everywhere.
Prior to being Mason, when I used to go up, which is creepy, I got a funny story for you real quick here. This is creepy enough because why is my gain is freaking out here? Anyway, there's the graveyard up the road, and it's a Ukrainian graveyard, and that's where all of my family, most of my father's family, is buried. Now, for anybody who knows, I'm George Andrew Mudry the fifth.
Okay.
The one sitting over there is number 6. Okay.
I figured he'd be a number 2.
So, but do you know how creepy it is to go into a graveyard and see George Andrew Mudry written on a gravestone? As you
I would
pass
imagine
by?
it's a little
Creepy. But anyway, when I used to go there and I'd visit my grandfather, and I'd stop in every once in a while, you'd see, you know what you usually see in conjunction with the square and compasses?
I've seen a lot of
obelisk.
Oh, okay.
The obelisk it's usually on. And again, you see the symbol and you're kind of like, like whatever. It's just a symbol. Like every symbols mean different things to different people.
Yeah.
So prior to me being a Mason, I never knew what the hell it meant. I just thought it was some cool freaking thing that somebody decided to inscribe on their gravestone. So it didn't really. I don't know.
I've seen it paired up quite a bit, and especially almost a year ago to the day.
Mm-hmm.
I was down in Sleepy Hollow Cemetery, just checking it out, and I
you
saw a
find
lot of.
Ken?
What's that?
Ken?
I did not find Ken. I did find Rocco's mother, though.
Headless horseman?
No lie, Rocco's mother is buried. In
Oh
Sleepy Hollow.
no! It's Ken. I wasn't talking.
No,
about
you were
Rocco's
saying
mother.
his
Should be
ghost.
clear about that. That was
Oh,
pretty
okay.
shitty. I was going to make a reference to Ken being the headless horseman.
Oh,
Can't see his head. Ken.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Sorry, Rocco. Didn't mean any disrespect.
But
You
a lot
jumped
of,
in too quick. I wasn't able to complete my joke, and you're like, Rocco's mom's there. I'm like, oh fuck.
a lot of
Anyway.
odd fellows. The 3 links.
Yeah,
The chains linked
three
together.
chain
You
links.
see that
Mhm.
often associated with, or not associated with, but in conjunction with, the square and compasses.
Mm-hmm. There's another one in here, the Da Vinci Code. Yeah, I mean that's you. I know.
Yeah, that's pretty obvious.
Tom Hanks, Robert Langdon stands in front of a display of religious symbols, including Masonic square and compasses. In the bottom left, let me clarify: the square and compasses is not a religious symbol.
No, it's not.
But anyway, moving on.
The working tools.
It's the working tools. The image can be seen in the promotional still, but not in the film. Oh, Langdon makes a passing reference to Freemasonry near the end of the film. Yeah, whatever. I mean, they brought in the Knights Templar. Usually, when you bring in the Knights Templar, it's the same. I know this is a popular movie, but I've never watched it. Death of a Salesman, Lapel Pin. See, I wish they had movies that like. I was looking for like movies that like where they actually like communicating. For anybody who's ever, I have said it before. I've watched the movie The Freemason.
Yeah, with
Rudy.
Yeah,
Don't.
I hear it's awful. I hear it's absolutely
I
awful.
own it. I mean, it was given to me as a Christmas present, and I'm like, I was excited about it. Then I watched it, and I'm like, I thank you for the present, but
It's the thought that counts.
yeah.
It's the thought that counts.
There's this one scene where I keep calling him Rudy. I don't know what his real name is, but
Sean Astin.
He's standing in front of something that they're supposed to be like the Philosopher's Stone, and he opens it up and it like glows, like his face glows like gold, right? Because that's what the Philosopher's Stone was, trying to turn base metals into gold, right? That whole freaking deal, alchemy and all that stuff. And all I can think of is like when in Pulp Fiction, when Samuel L. Jackson opens the freaking briefcase. You remember?
Yeah.
Are we good? Yeah. I don't know. It was Dolores Claiborne. What the hell is this? Wait. Let me skip one. Death Note. Because again, we're doing the fantasy football in Discord. And how do you do that?
By joining Patreon for as little as $3 a month. You reading of the Book of Inky.
Uh-huh.
In addition, you'll get access to our exclusive and private Discord server, which is now up to 8 channels, one of which includes a fantasy football chat.
Mm-hmm.
One of which I'm losing very badly again today.
Me too.
but you lost to Bloomy.
I lost to Bloomy.
Hopefully, it's not a sign of things to come.
All of my major players are hurt.
Oh, mine too. I have so many people out.
Starting lineup that was just mollywhopping. Everybody in the first 5 games is broken. especially Dax Prescott, when his ankle basically, his foot should have just fell off. I would have been
his
happier.
foot was facing the wrong direction when he's sitting there, and his ankle's this way and his foot's this way. It's like,
no, that was disgusting. And I watched it once, and I threw the phone. I'm like, no, good. We're gonna skip the.
Yeah, I'm going through a lot of these, and a lot of them are just like, guys wearing a ring, or guys wearing a lapel pin, or there's a sign in the background.
Oh, wait, check this one out. End of Days, 1999.
Is that Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Come with me if you want to leave.
That is him, right?
Yes. Plays a former police officer who carries an amulet.
I remember that movie.
At one point, he says, now this amulet is from a Masonic order in the former subhierodom of Vatican Knights, the Knights of the Holy See. They await the return of the Dark Angel to Earth. Also, during the opening titles, Alephus Levi's Baphomet can be briefly seen. That's not a Masonic reference, though.
It's not a Masonic. The people try to make it Masonic.
They blend so much out. The
more
Masonic
symbol
order
of anti-Masonry than Masonry.
Now, this amulet is from the Masonic order in the former subhierodom of the Vatican Knights. What the we ain't got nothing to do with Vatican Knights, number one. And the Knights of the Holy See, I'm assuming that's
as in water, or is it the letter?
S-E-E.
Okay.
S-E-E, the Holy See, S-E-E.
Huh. Maybe it's a typo.
They await the return of the Dark Angel to Earth.
I remember that being a very freaky movie.
Yeah. I had a Stretch Armstrong doll one time.
I had a Stretch Armstrong doll.
Yeah, they're stretching the arms too far on this one. Anyway,
I had the Stretch Armstrong and the little like lizard or Black Lagoon creature that came with him, and I woke up one morning and they had been stabbed to death with all the stuff oozing out. In the middle of the night, my brother decided to wreck my favorite toys. Literally took a knife to Stretch Armstrong and the little lizard dude.
You still seem sour about it.
I'm angry about it. They were my favorite toys. Did you have one, though? Those things were dense. Like, you could use those as a weapon.
So I have a confession to make. A long time ago when I was a kid, my cousin, I guess you can say, had one. And I literally ripped the thing apart until I actually tore the outer plastic and all the goo came out of it.
It was like a jelly and stuff.
Yeah, so like you couldn't actually... I mean, it was Stretch Armstrong. You could stretch it, far enough, but you couldn't stretch it too far. Right. And I ripped the armpit out, and then I just put it down and pretended like it didn't happen. I'm like, did you break that?
No. Yeah, and I think my brother performed some kind of satanic ritual on mine while I was sleeping.
Aaron Brockovich.
Bastard.
Really? 2000?
Yeah, I think that's just a
the cornerstone of the Barstow Courthouse display. Oh, whatever. So they walk by. Fargo? Really? Mean-spirited millionaire Wade Gustafson appears to be wearing a square and compasses on a ring. We're just skipping around here. The Freemason. Oh, God. Don't watch this movie. Do not watch this movie. From Hell. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. There's definitely... and that rightfully so, because there are some... I
watched the Crayons.
Some ties to the actual murder that potentially could have Masonic ties.
Right.
Which we covered on a previous episode.
Implicates the Craft being responsible for the Whitechapel murders in London. Yeah, of course they did. The many Masonic images and references place this movie in the category of international anti-Masonry. Of course they did. Bastards. Gettysburg, 1993.
Not surprising.
Really, I've seen this movie and I can't remember when Colonel Chamberlain.
Wait, time out. I got to interrupt you here. So it looks like I don't know what kind of thing they're pulling here. So we opened the first.
So maybe they were assorted because some of them were gummies, others were.
Oh, okay, but
look this one's got.
Yeah, but none of them are crayons.
None of them are crayons.
No, they're like little sperms.
They're gummy worms. They're
no, they're not even worms. They look like sperms.
Won't be a first thing. $20 is $20.
Let's see. The corporal on the left, a square and compasses patch on his uniform. Interesting. I did not know that. Ghosts of Mississippi. There's a bunch of them here. Godfather Part 3. That's what you were talking about?
Yeah, with the P2
Okay.
stuff, which I don't know.
Yeah, some of these I think are also foreign films because they got the Grand Budapest Hotel. I don't think that's American.
Those sound like artsy movies that I wouldn't watch.
Yeah. I'm trying to look here. Let's see here. Let's find a couple others. League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. That's one you covered before.
Yeah.
The Librarian. The Curse of the Judas Chalice. I'm assuming this is a sequel. This is why I don't like sequels.
Yeah, there's a
There's a
librarian.
librarian.
There were like 4 or 5 of them.
This one's called The Curse of the Judas Chalice, 2008. A square and compass pendant important in the librarian Quest for the Spear reappears as part of the opening credits montage.
Yep.
1 minute in. Oh, and then they did it again in Return to King Solomon's Mines. All right. So I see that's another movie with there's themes going on, but there's a ton of Mad Max. Here we go. Edwin Hodgman as Dr. Dealgood, the announcer introducing the fight between Max and Blaster, wears a square and compasses image on the shirt front.
Interesting.
I did not know that. Frank Thring as the Collector wears a lapel jewel that may be from a concordant Masonic body.
Ooh, we'll have to go back and look at that.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's Mad Max or Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome?
Beyond Thunderdome.
Another hero.
Magnolia. Here we go. This is where we were talking about Tom Cruise,
Mhm.
right? Just before the game show host Jimmy Gator, played by Philip Baker Hall, goes on stage. Burt Ramsey, played by Ricky Jay, who is wearing a Masonic ring, asks him, "You with me, Jimmy?" Jimmy says, "The book says we may be through with the past, but the past ain't through with us." To which Bert replies, "We met upon the level and we're partying on the square."
Huh.
Wow.
All right, so that's pretty. That's something that you wouldn't know unless you were in the know.
While studying the library, game show contestant Stanley Spector, playing Jeremy Blackman, has a stack of books, one of which is Mackey's History of Freemasonry.
Huh.
Oh, wow, there's a ton of them in here. Almost Masonic is the stage backdrop, which includes a number of symbols, one of which is a square, is a compasses over a laurel. Of no Masonic significance, it is a curious piece of foreshadowing when the stage briefly flashes a cue card with Exodus 8:12 written on it. The movie ends with Rain of Frogs.
Did you say square over a laurel or
Yeah, square. The compass is over a laurel.
compass? Okay, because I was thinking if it were a square, that could be a master's apron. Because sometimes you see the laurel wreath
Yeah.
underneath, but I don't know what the just the
Compass is over a laurel.
Huh.
Maybe they're using that as like the sextant of a past master.
Maybe.
All right.
Oh yeah.
Right? Maybe. Exodus 8:12 was he's talking about a cue card. Exodus 8:12. I don't think that has anything Masonic reference, does it? You're gonna Google that?
I'll go on the Google
right.
machine.
And then the movie ends with a rain of frogs. That ain't got nothing to do with masonry. And they actually cite here of no Masonic significance. It is curious place of foreshadowing when the stagehand briefly flashes the cue card Exodus 8:12. And I don't know what Bible verse that is.
8:12 is, and the Lord spoke unto Moses, go unto the Pharaoh and say unto him, thus saith the Lord, let my people go and they may serve me.
No, that's not us.
That's not one of our.
Nope, that's not us.
Unless it's in an appendant body that I'm not.
Wasn't me.
Talks about Aaron, but not his beard.
Yeah, so, and it even says on here, I got to give kudos to whoever is the guy who sat there and went through all these freaking movies to try to find these
Verify it, yeah.
The Majestic 2001.
But out in, British Columbia and some of the Yukon territories out there, they probably don't have a lot to do.
Miami Vice 2006. Okay, now we're getting into it. Colin Farrell and Jamie parked they're parked in front of the Scottish Rite Hall. Big deal.
Oh, well, since it was just Halloween,
yeah.
Somebody posted a picture the other day in Halloween Town. There's a party. The Halloween Town movies that were on Disney or one of those. They're outside of a building at a party, and you could see the sphinxes on the and globes on the staircase going up, and it turns out it was the Masonic Temple in Salt Lake City, Utah.
Nice.
That they used to film that.
Worshipful Brother Joseph Schultz, Worshipful Master Joseph Schultz, I believe. The musical Bye Bye Birdie with Dick Van Dyke and Anne Margaret has a big scene in a Shriner meeting. Huh. Interesting.
Dick Van Dyke a Mason? I'm going to look that up too.
I think Gideon knows about the Dutch Boy.
Ever read The Little Dutch Boy?
And you're welcome to check on these if you want. We totally are down for, hey, yeah, no, that was bullshit or not. This is a reputable Masonic website, so I enjoy going on this. And hats off to the person who did this, or the brother who did this, because this is awesome. Overboard, 1987. Overboard, isn't that with? Oh no, that's with. Oh, we did look at that. That's with Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell. What was the one with the two, Jack Lemmon and
Grumpy Old Men?
No, it was another one they did it in. Was Overboard? No, it wasn't Overboard. It was.
I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Out to sea.
Out
to
you go,
sea.
yeah.
All right. In the beginning of the movie, this is in Overboard 1987, Kurt Russell is driving into town. The camera pans past the Welcome to Elk Cove sign. Attaches a very obvious large blue Masonic emblem. All right, whatever. Come on. And then, by no means am I making fun of the brother who's citing all this. I think it's amazing. I'm just like, come on now. Like, I mean, I know conspiracy theorists will take this and be like, see, the Masons control everything, and they're running the New World Order, and this is why babies are being used to being sold in the black market. You know, this is some Alex Jones shit here.
By the way, he was recently on Joe Rogan. I haven't listened to that episode yet, though.
Here's my problem with Alex Jones. I think he's a very smart guy. And I know we're going to get off the subject here, but here's my problem with Alex Jones. He's a smart guy. He knows his shit. The problem is he will find a story and he will fact check it, and he will find out he's 100% true or correct in this. Freaking fruit fly on me. My problem is that now he feels it's his obligation to, or not an obligation, but he tries to make ties that aren't there.
Right.
And he goes off on this. I mean, it's like getting on the roller coaster, right? You're climbing the top of the roller coaster, and then once you find what you were going to find at the peak of the roller coaster, you just you take off from there.
My problem is his use of cocaine.
Yeah, that's it.
Clearly, he's on a lot of it. Allegedly.
I have no problem with him telling the honest truth about things, and I also don't like the dismissal of things. Well, you're not high enough. You gotta be 360th grade for a minute. No, what? Come on now.
And that's like the easy.
Yeah, that's the easy.
Oh well, you're not.
Prove you wrong answer, of course.
So I'm not high enough to know, but you who are uninitiated know everything.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So here's one for you: The Pyramid. Remember, let's talk about the scary movie, which is freaky, by the way. You should watch it if you want to shit your pants.
I don't like scary movies.
The Pyramid, 2014. Archaeologists trying to escape from a pyramid discover the desiccated body of an earlier archaeologist whose last journal entry is dated May 21st, 1887. Dr. Nora comments on his large ring.
Oh. What year was that movie made?
2014.
All right, so it might not,
I don't know.
It might not.
I could just hear Dr. Nora be like, "Oh, his ring is so large."
It might not be on his finger. Oh boy. And here we go. It always happens when we're coming up on an hour.
Yep. Jake Gyllenhaal is the police detective. We're going to do this last one, and then we're going to leave it to you guys. We're going to leave it to you guys to do the rest. And again, I'm going to cite this website, freemasonry.bcy.ca/fiction/cinema.html. You're welcome to have at it. We're going to cite this last one. Two more I'll do. Because Prisoners is from 2013, fairly new. Jake Gyllenhaal is a police detective, wears a large Masonic ring on his little left finger.
Does it say large Masonic ring on his little left finger?
Left little finger. Excuse me, I said it backwards.
It's pinky finger.
It's pinky finger. Okay. Okay, whatever. And then the last one I'm going to do is the Sands of Oblivion. That's the one I was telling you about. He looked like a pharaoh. When the Ten Commandments was filmed in 1923, Egyptian artifacts were brought to the United States for filming. One contained an Anubis demon.
That's the dog-headed guy, right?
Yes. And then it says Cecil DeMille was commissioned by a Hollywood Masonic lodge to trap the demon into the sands of California. The movie ends with the Hollywood Masonic lodge coming back and stealing the demon away again.
That's weird. That's got a whole
2007
Masonic evil Hollywood kind of thing.
It's California. It's Hollywood.
That's California.
We're gonna leave it up to that. You guys can go there because I think we're getting to about our hour mark. Yeah,
if you find anything cool, post
definitely.
it to our Facebook page, and I'll let George know about it.
Or on YouTube, you can
smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, and go ahead and comment and let us know.
And we are. I would say I'm on the YouTube quite frequently. The YouTube channel quite frequently. So if you write something, I will respond to you. There's been people who are, they've taken a couple comments that were they were. How do I explain it? Where it's like
just leave it at, just let it dangle.
They Alex Jones'd me. We'll go with that. We'll just call it the Alex
Trolls. They trolled you.
They trolled me. Don't do that. If you want to have an intelligent conversation, please. Like, subscribe, and comment, and I will most certainly respond back to you.
And if you act like a jackass, we'll probably respond to you as well.
Yeah. Joseph Schultz, there's a Masonic references in Sherlock Holmes story as well. Some of the older movies in the 1950s and 60s, but you young people won't know that. No, the only Sherlock Holmes films that I know of.
Robert Downey Jr. and he was Sherlock Holmes in a couple.
Wasn't that Will Ferrell and the other curly-headed guy too, right? Didn't they do one?
Oh, they did one. I think it was more focused on Watson. Right, I have not seen that one.
Right.
Those guys are gold together.
Yes, they are.
Absolute gold.
Step Brothers.
I was just watching that.
Shark Week! Are you high?
I quoted that the other night when I was singing. And
yes.
You have a voice. It's like a combination of Fergie and Jesus.
I love that freaking movie. Dad, come! We made bugs beds. There's so much blood.
Which is a great movie. It's a great movie.
Actually, in Discord, Joseph Schultz put up a music video.
Oh yeah, the Boats and Hose. Yeah.
What do you say, brother? Shut it down?
Let's shut it down.
All right. So thank you all for tuning in. Thanks, guys, for listening. I'll be doing another episode of The Lost Book of Enki this week. Definitely write a review for us on Apple iTunes if you're liking what you're hearing. If you don't, then just move along, please. As well as for The Lost Book of Enki, I do appreciate the feedback on what I'm doing, because if you don't want to hear it, I won't freaking play it. So anyway, for the Freemasons podcast, I am your host, Right Worship. I'm one of your hosts, Right Worship Brother George Marjorie.
Worship Brother Joe signing off.
Have a good night, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
God bless.
Konnichiwa.
And David.
All right. We're done. Thank you all for tuning.
Night-night.
Nighty-night.